This episode is dedicated to all those who are finding their way out of their financial problems and those who are finding their own passion. I was so starstruck by our guest that my adrenaline is pumping 1,000 miles. The entire time that I was talking to her, gosh, it felt like I was in a dream state. I don't even know what to say. It felt like my mind is somewhere else. She is so pretty and so kind to say yes and to share her tips and knowledge about financial literacy and how she finds her own passion. Pro tip, I'm not good in Tagalog. Everyone, buckle up and enjoy. Hi, I hope you are doing fine. Life is a continuum. If you agree, let's discuss things that matters to you, the young professionals, your family, to the society and to the world. This is your host, Ashing. Hi, welcome to TLC, yet another episode here. And tonight it's very special because we have a guest. She is the host of Adulting Millennials PH, and she graduated from an all girls school, a licensed financial advisor, an entrepreneur, and a marketing professional. Let's welcome Janine. Hi, Janine.
Hi, Ashing. It's very nice to be here in your podcast. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes, and you know what? We are very honored that you said yes to the invitation, and I know that you have a lot of things to share with the audience. So, my first question: how are you tonight?
Well, I'm actually doing fine. I actually had another meeting earlier and I just finished my another psychologist therapy thing because mental health matters. So I'm quite
Yes.
busy this Saturday. How about you?
Me, I spent a lot of time with my family, and earlier as well, I had a meeting with my previous boss. He is right now in the US, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are we going now with the question and answer part? Are you give me that one?
Of
Because I have a lot of
course.
things to ask you. Because you know what, I've been listening to, as I've said earlier during the Chikahan, I've been listening to your episodes, and a lot of those information nakaka-relate ako because some of them I've been through I've been through it myself. So my first question for you, and I know everyone is very interested with this because it's financial, and we know that most of the adultings right now are really into financial problems, right? I think madami tayo na.
True.
'Di
Mm-mm.
ba? Mga early 20s or mga late 20s. So my
Yes.
first question, have you ever been in a situation where you run out of money?
I would say yes, but then it
Yes.
was way back when I was in college. So parang
Mm.
kung isipin mo siya, it's not really a big deal, no? But then, of course, when we're still in college, nakarely tayo sa parents natin, right?
Yes.
And by that time kasi, my parents decided to parang cut my allowance. Na hindi na ako bigyan ng allowance. And
Oh.
I'm actually a bit of parang it's okay lang with me because as usual I have my savings. But then
Mm.
I really saved money.
Mhm.
I'm very kuripot kasi I saved money so that pagka-graduate ko, I won't ask money na from my parents. But then I had to touch that money kasi nga I don't have allowance. But then that's when I learned then how to budget. So yeah,
See, at a
I've
very
been
young
there.
age. Wow.
Yes, actually I was in college, graduating already. And but what I did naman there is that I looked for online jobs,
Mhm.
na or online jobs and then parang part-time jobs. So I actually got accepted naman as a part-time reading clinician.
Mhm.
And then parang they're trying to kasi I'm a graduating student na like parang a few days before graduation, and then they were asking me if I could join their team. But then I said no kasi I don't feel like I should go there pa. I would like to explore. Pero the pay there is actually good. So the first thing that I really did talaga is to look for other sources of income para ma-replenish ko yung savings ko na nagalaw ko. And then, ayun, ganun yung ginawa ko. How about you?
How about me?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been through in that situation and a lot
Mm-mm.
of times. And there are also instances that, as a young adult, we always try to invest in, long-term things. Let's say, for example,
Mm-mm.
houses, lots, or anything that will gain right in the future. So, um, what happened is that actually last week lang, that there's
Mm-mm.
a lot that is for sale, and apparently, yeah, I have savings, but I was um trying to like really keep that savings, not like hindi siya talaga mapunta sa ibang bagay kasi I've been saving for my master's degree
Yes.
this coming August. And so yeah, ang hirap kasi though you have a lot of wants, hindi mo
Yes.
pwedeng galawin yung pera mo, but just because you have a goal and you have a lot of important things that you have to consider.
True. It takes,
Diba?
yeah, it takes a lot of parang discipline talaga, right?
True.
Mm-mm. And control.
Definitely, yeah. And with that, what did you do to be financially stable? Can you say by right now that you are financially stable?
When you say kasi financially stable, no,
Mm,
it's more on subjective. I don't know if you can hear the background noise. I'm so sorry.
hindi, hindi.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, so when you say financially stable kasi, it would really depend on the situation where you're in. So
Mm,
it's more on subjective. So for me kasi, since right now I'm adulting millennial and then I don't have much obligations and I get to invest, I get to manage my money naman, what I'm earning is enough. Okay, so to answer your question, so when you say financially stable kasi it's more on subjective, just like what I've said, no?
mm-mm,
And for now, I would say that I'm financially stable because I don't have any obligations. I don't have much obligations and what I'm earning is actually just enough
mm-mm.
for me and then I could still enjoy life. I could still buy things that I want. Pero of course, we have a budget for that one. Yun naman yung
True.
talagang all in ka sa Shopee and Lazada. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, so I could say that I'm financially stable right now, but maybe in the near future, that if yung net income ko or the cash flow is still the same and then nag-upgrade ako sa life, like for example, I already have my own family and then I have other obligations, I would say na I am not financially stable. So yeah, you have to consider then the lifestyle of the person
Yes.
and yeah, the obligations. But right now, yeah, I could say that I'm financially stable.
Oh, really happy to hear that one. And yes, you are right. I really agree when you said that you have to consider the your future plans and as well as the
Mm-mm.
lifestyle, not just you and even your family and your future partner, right?
Yes.
It's really important. Now, with that, I've heard with some of the mga financial gurus, Jan, they have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
tips when it comes to savings as well. Like, I mean, I've know a lot of people there, even my friends, they have a lot of savings. Like, they have four savings accounts. So, is that advisable?
Actually, I would say that, it's advisable kasi me personally, I have multiple bank accounts,
Uh-huh.
but then each of them have different purposes. Like for example, my Union Bank account, for example, it's for my emergency fund. So the main reason why I chose that one na para for my emergency fund is because it's easy to withdraw. It's easy, for example, that I would need something.
Mm-mm.
Kasi when you say emergency, dapat right away you could access the money. You wouldn't really put it in a time deposit wherein you have to wait for how many years before you could get the money back, right?
Mm,
So, ganun. And then, I have other accounts din naman that's for example, travel fund, for my needs, for my wants. And then I
oh,
have
that's nice.
I have a dedicated, so it's like a money jar. 'Di ba sometimes kasi other people would do the envelope
Mm-mm.
style, but
Yes,
I
I
prefer
tried
it na digital.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer it to be more digital kasi I personally believe that times are evolving and sooner or later everything will be digital.
Yeah.
Talaga. Mm. So I'm also doing that. It's easier kasi to manage than your money, like other transactions as well.
Yes, I agree with you. But right
Mm-mm.
now, actually, because I'm really old school, so most of my financial tracking really I don't know if ako lang or meron pa as a mga audience natin. I really write them down, but most of the
Yes.
time din naman I rely to the digital, financial tracking. But mas nakakaano kasi ako parang mas what do you call it? Nakaka-track ako pag sinusulat ko siya. I don't know what's the
Yes.
explanation behind that, but that's me. But yeah, maybe soon or probably next week, I will try and go back to the the digital tracking na. So,
But
with that, yes.
yeah, I would like to add din, no, kasi I used to be that kind of person. Even though I'm tracking it parang digitally na, like I have my
Mm-mm.
spreadsheet, I have my
Mm-mm.
money tracker. Kasi it's satisfying to just write down your
Yes.
paper. It's more the satisfaction. So I also do that actually. But then, sometimes kasi I prefer it na, it really depends on the person, right?
Mm, true.
Mm-mm.
Agree naman ako dyan. Okay,
Yeah.
so with that, because of course you are a what do you call this one, a financial advisor now, right? So with
Yes.
all those things that we discussed earlier, what are the tips that you can give to the young professionals or to the young adults, especially me?
Okay. So I was actually thinking about that, no? But then I was about to parang say parang general na
Mm,
tip, but then I realized it will not be applied for everyone. So I would parang have it parang two messages. The first one is for those millennials or yeah, young professionals who doesn't really have that much obligations yet.
mhm,
And yung solo nila yung money nila, they're still living under the roof of their parents and ganyan. So since you have that privilege, use it. Use it na to save, to invest, to learn about savings and investments, about insurance. Kasi that's a privilege that you can use eh. Na sometimes kasi young professionals would say na I'm not yet ready for that one because my salary is not that high. But the thing is, it's not all about how big your salary is. It's all about how you manage your money,
mhm.
'di ba? So,
True.
use see money as a tool to
Mm-mm.
leverage. Ayan. And then the second one naman is my message for the young professionals na breadwinners. Kasi
Mm-mm.
kung i-apply ko yung sinabi ko kanina for everyone, baka may mag-react na, paano naman yung mga breadwinners, right?
True.
Kasi it's a different story because they have that sometimes what they're earning is not even enough. So I couldn't really recommend for them to save and invest kasi
Mhm.
for them nga it's not enough na kasi they have to think of the needs of their family. They couldn't even buy themselves yung wants nila. So for those young professionals or breadwinners, what I would suggest is promise yourself that you will be the last sandwich generation. Are you familiar with the sandwich
No,
generation?
that's really new to me. Tell me more about that
Okay.
one.
Okay, so when you say sandwich generation, it's for example, you are your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
You are your wallet. So your wallet is where your money goes, right? Your income.
Yes.
And then the top, so you are the patty. And then
Oh.
the top
Mm-hmm.
bun is your mom, your dad. So
Mm,
you are basically providing for your mom and your dad. And
yes.
of course, as we grow older, our lives evolve. So magkakaroon ka, you will meet someone, marry someone, and eventually have your very own family.
Yes.
So for that one, you have to provide for your new family, like your own family na, your new family. So that will be the lower one. So parang naipit ka kasi your salary is not even enough, but then you're providing for two families. So parang na-sandwich ka.
True. Yeah,
So that's what we
nakaka-relate din ako
call.
dyan.
Yeah, because just promise yourself guys that you will be the last sandwich generation because the older generation,
Mm-hmm.
most of them were not really financially literate, and we couldn't blame them for that because it was not really a priority way back then. Ang alam lang ng ano makasurvive, and there's this parang a really not nice na thinking ng mga matatanda before na gagawing retirement fund is yung mga kids nila.
True.
So Ayun. So, just promise yourself na you will stay strong and you will get through this, and just promise yourself that you will be the last sandwich generation, and whatever that you've been through, hindi na yun mararanasan ng mga susunod pa sa'yo. Kasi you will educate them about financial literacy. You will, at a very young age, you will educate them that you should see money as a tool. You should see money not as parang bad. Kasi 'di ba, other people would not really talk about money matters.
Yes.
Parang it's very conservative. Oh, mukhang
True.
pera. Money is bad. No naman. Right?
Iniwasan nga yan sa office eh.
'Di ba?
Mm.
Ayun. Yun lang.
Oh, okay. So it's new to me. I
Mm.
should be the last sandwich generation. Okay, tandaan nyo yan. Okay. So thank you for sharing that one. It's very mind opening, which is really true naman.
Mm.
Kasi even me myself, right now I am helping with my family. I'm living with my parents because nga due to COVID, I was forced, or I was they asked me to really go back to my parents' house so that I can help them, and with all the needs that they need for every day, and even the bills in the house. So
Yes.
that information is really helpful to me, especially right now. I'm also trying to prepare for my future, and also trying to really be focused on my goals. And well, thank you for that financial. Let's go naman to the passion side, because as
Okay.
we know, you've been doing podcasts for a long time now. You started last year, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how many episodes na ba do you have? Like
Actually,
you
very
published?
few pa lang. I think I have like 10 or 11. I'm not even counting, no. But yeah, very few pa lang because to be honest, I was inconsistent at first.
Mm-hmm.
I was very inconsistent, but then I realized, no, as habang dumadami yung listeners ko, I could see the effect and impact to them. And some of them would even message me na more more episodes please. And I feel like, oh, okay, if that's really my goal, to add value to the lives of other people.
True,
Yeah.
nakaka-happy 'di ba? Even, the friends mo lang nag-message, "Oh, saan na
Yes.
yung next episode mo?" Even yung mga ka-workmates mo lang, nakaka-happy sila 'pag
True.
tinatanong ka nila, "Where is the next episode? Ano na yung update? Saan na? Akala ko ba mag-a-update ka?" It really fuels you to do more and be, passionate on your craft, 'di ba?
Yes,
So my
exactly.
so my question right now, Janine, what made you decide to pursue and start your own podcast?
Okay. Actually, I've been really wanting to start my own podcast since 2018. So, 'di ba?
2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Tagal!
But then, yeah, 2018 na. But then, I just decided to, okay, it's now or never. Kasi it's 2020 already. And, I have a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
because of COVID, work from home. And let's be honest, not all the time we're really working, right?
True.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact. So, ayun.
Yes.
And then, I right right then and then I realized na parang okay, what am I going to do with my life
Mhm.
right now na I have so much time. Actually, it's a privilege for me na kasi other people doesn't really have that much time. So right now, for me, okay, what will I do? Sabi ko, okay, maybe I should start on my passion projects. So passion projects, and sabi ko, I've been wanting to have my very own podcast, but then I'm really shy and I'm really, nahihiya and not really sure if
Yeah.
people would listen to me na okay. But then I decided na okay, it's now or never, let's just do it. Kasi at the end of the day, it's gonna be all about your, about, about your fulfillment na okay, I was able to start this one. And then, ayun, naging secondary. I just really want din kasi talaga to add value to the lives of other people. So sabi ko, you know, even though I don't have much listeners, I'm pretty sure that there will be that one person who will need this content and he or she will find this helpful. So better start now. So yun, that's why
Definitely.
I really decided to have my podcast show na din.
Well, congratulations for that one. I'm so proud of you. Like all those episodes, ako nga mismo ano lang mga I think this one, I think this will be my fifth or fourth. I'm not yet sure. I'm still trying to edit. Well, yeah, with that one, me
Yeah,
naman
oh,
personally, I started because yeah, I saw something that I've learned that there are a lot of things that we should talk about, especially those who
yes.
are in the adulting stage. And I've seen that there are a lot of adults that are really scared to talk to us about important matters that hindi naman naturo sa atin in school. There are a lot of things.
Yes.
Sinabi ko sa sarili ko, if only I know this one during college days, sana naman tinuro nila to. Di ba? Marami
Yes.
naman na instances.
Mm. Actually, that is also one of the reasons why I started the podcast, no? Kasi
Mm-mm.
sabi ko, how I wish when I was my age,
Mm.
way back 17, 18, sana meron akong mentor na kahit online mentor
Yes.
lang that could somehow guide me to get
True.
my shit together. Right? Oo.
Yeah. Okay. So with that one, my next question is, how did you know that it is something that you really want to do for the next few years? So what are your plans about for your podcast?
Okay, so let's start first with how did I know that it is something that I really want?
Mm-mm.
Well, podcasting kasi is my way of parang teaching na rin other people, right? Like sharing my knowledge. So it's more on teaching talaga. And yung passion ko for teaching, talagang it happened talaga even when I was like a kid, mga grade 6 or grade 5, I would help my friends about, for example, they don't know something about the subject, I would help them.
Mm-hmm.
Then fast forward high school, I was still doing it. Like I even received a compliment from my one of my friends that, Janine, when you explained the lesson, it's so much easier to understand. But when our professor would explain it, parang it sounds so difficult.
Complicated.
Yeah, complicated talaga. And then fast forward college, ganun pa rin, no? My friends would always seek for my help, and then they would also tell me na, Janine, midterms na, can you review us? Ganyan, ganyan. Libre ka namin
Mm.
milk tea. So, syempre,
Wow.
libre. So, ayun. So, yun. Kaya, for me kasi, podcast is a way or it's like a bridge for me to connect with other people, to teach them, to help them. And, you know, receiving those comments then or messages made me feel that, what I'm really doing is something na parang would really give value or add value to other people's lives. So,
Yeah.
ayun. And for the following years, like the future of this podcast,
Mm-mm.
ambitious as it may sound, I really want to be a Spotify exclusive. I know that I am no Joy Spring. I am not a
Yeah.
celebrity, But for me kasi, it's more than that. It's more on the content itself,
Yes.
the quality. How
True.
about you?
Me, okay. Malalim yan. Nakarelate ako sa hindi ako si Joyce Spring. But yes, I've been enjoying her show. Even the shots of
Yes,
sexy, di ba?
true.
Okay. So, with that one, last time, I think that was way back 2019. But no, earlier that, around high school, I've been trying to
Mm-hmm.
do something like this. I record myself. I think that was only yung mga old school na tablet pa eh. And then I was together with
Mm-mm.
my neighbors, we record ourselves kasi nga feeling YouTuber na that time. But hindi naman
Uh-uh.
abot online because nakakahiya. I don't have that confidence. And the advantage that I see here in podcast world is that I can only deliver my voice. So introvert ako eh. I don't really want
Mm-mm.
to mingle with other people. It's hard for me to really be in front of the crowd, to be the center of attraction. I don't want to show my face a lot. Wala nga akong FB. So yeah, so I told myself, oh wait, podcast. I'm very talkative din with if I'm with the right person or with the right
Mm-mm.
people. So sabi ko, oy, podcast, pwede to. Parang bebenta ata yung mga mga jologs na mga topics. So I told
Uh-uh.
myself naman, oh, it's not just the jolog side, but I really also want to help
people to really also, yeah, like what you said, to add value to their lives and for them to really to grow as a young adult, diba? And at least we can share our
True.
experience. And I know that somewhere out there, there are also people who are trying to traverse in life, right? And also they are also what do you call this? They are also asking a lot of questions in their head without even knowing who to ask, who to approach, or even where to start. So
Yes,
now,
exactly.
I'm really happy that ito na, podcast world. And I've said earlier, ito, medyo struggle, but the plan is, yeah, probably same tayo. Ay, hindi. Masyadong
Mm.
ambisyoso yung ano, yung maging Spotify, ano, siguro
Kaya mo yan.
Podcast Network Asia muna. Ano? What's the difference ba? Hindi ko pa sure eh.
Yeah, Podcast Network Asia, guys, is a network of
Mhm.
network of kumbaga kung sa TV you have GMA and ABS, right? And then you
Ah.
have different TV shows, right? For
Mm.
this one naman, or different talents, right? For this one kasi Podcast Network Asia is like a network for podcasters there.
Ah,
So actually there are
okay. Now
different
I know.
networks of podcasters. So we have Podcast Network Asia, Cutprint. I'm not just really familiar with the others. What I'm familiar with lang is Podcast Network Asia kasi I'm
Ako
part
din.
of the PNA fam.
Yay,
Thank you
congratulations.
so much. Yeah, I was
Okay.
actually very overwhelmed when I received their message. Parang, oh my God, do I even deserve this?
So, when lang sila nag-approach sa'yo?
I forgot na, pero I think this was like, ano lang, fresh
Within this
lang.
year lang?
March, yeah. Not sure if March or Feb. Yeah. So, di ba parang few months ago lang.
Mm, wow,
True.
nakaka-proud naman.
True. And soon. Soon sana. Ikaw din.
Ay, sana naman, sana. If consistent. Ako din kasi inconsistent sa pag-upload eh.
Girl, I was very inconsistent.
Ako din, inconsistent. Kasi I think I recorded something last February. Even until now, hindi ko pa na-upload. But don't worry. This time, I will upload na. Definitely next week, labas na to.
Yes. Dami
Oh,
nating time mag-edit.
yeah, mahirap. The struggle part for me in this podcast is yung pag-edit sa audio talaga.
Mm-mm.
Ikaw, what's your struggle for the podcast?
For me kasi, when I was not yet part of the Podcast Network Asia, my struggle would be the recording part. Like, for example, I have a lot of things in mind that I would like to parang record, but at the same time, parang I don't have much time, or maybe the motivation, or parang I would
Mm,
schedule this, tapos hindi siya natutuloy. So yeah, more on inconsistency. But then when I joined, not really the editing part kasi I don't know if you guys have noticed a difference between yung first episode ko and the recent ones. Iba yung pag-edit niya. Yun kasi yung for mga first few episodes ko, it was not really edited at all. And then yung
mm.
mga recent, it was already edited by Nikay from Podcast Network Asia. Hi,
Hi,
Nikay, if you're
Nikay.
listening. Thank you so much for editing. As in, it's really a huge help talaga for me. So they actually offered to edit my podcast. Tapos I would just send the raw recordings, and they even sent me a microphone para maganda the
Mm.
quality. So yeah, I'm so grateful for them. Sobrang ganda ng mic.
Wow. Yes, I really
Oo.
noticed the improvement on your episode.
Mm.
So, hopefully naman, baka naman Mika, ikaw na mag-edit ng episodes ko. Okay. So, on my end naman, the struggle is, yes, one thing is to, yun nga, to record all those,
Mm.
content that we're trying to produce. And, ako, sinusulat ko sila kasi I don't want
Mm.
to lose track of all those important contents. And I also have few friends na nagsasuggest, baka naman pwede to sa podcast mo. Can you talk about something like this? Recently, someone mentioned
Mm.
regarding Cold War. Huh?
Cold War?
Cold War between person. Yung parang nagtampuhan
Okay.
kayo
Yeah,
but
yes,
you don't know
yes.
what's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hindi ko pa alam.
Or like you guys wouldn't really talk about it.
Yes.
But you know that something's really off.
Yes, and you are really willing to know what's the reason behind it because you yourself are very confused. I mean, may kasalanan ba ako? Wala naman. Parang kahapon,
Mm.
friends tayo, ngayon hindi.
Yeah, more
So,
on
yeah.
communication probs.
And yeah, well, with the what do you call with the issues or with the struggles, the one thing that I really like with the podcast is that it really open up the most interesting topics, like anything that can pwede mong makwento sa friends mo, or even those things that you are really afraid to talk about with your parents or with other people.
Yes,
Diba?
true.
Ikaw ba, question ko, introvert ka ba?
Actually, I'm not really an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that is also one of the reasons why I started Adulting Millennials, the podcast, no? Because I'm not an introvert and I love talking. As in. And because of the pandemic, I don't have anyone to talk to. So I have a lot of ideas on my mind.
Ah,
Parang hindi ko siya ma-release. So I need an outlet.
mm-mm.
Ayun.
Wow.
So, ganun siya.
Right now, we prove that introvert and extrovert can talk.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I think another question is, what is passion for you?
Well, passion for me, kasi when you say passion, it is something that you really love, something that you really want and love, kung ano man yan,
Mm-hmm.
right? Kasi for me, I'm really passionate about my advocacies, ganyan. So for me, anyway, so yung what is passion for me is something that you really love and you really want. And even though it's something na parang it's really tiring and parang it drains your energy so much, but still you're willing to do it anyway because it gives you that sense of fulfillment
Mm-hmm.
na, even though this job is tiring, even though podcasting is sometimes parang taking up so much of my time. Even though yung pag-volunteer ko with other organizations is, yun din, takes a lot of my time din talaga. I'm still willing to do it anyway. Even though I had to face those struggles. Because at the end of the day, I know it's worth it. And those are the things that I value the most.
Uh,
Ayun siya. Yun for me yung passion. Something that you're willing to go through even though, despite of those struggles,
yes.
and hardships.
Just to piggyback on that, that every passion is anything that you are willing to go through hardships. Kasi for the first two episodes on TLC, most of them, I record them around midnight. Kasi sa amin, madaming mga manok, neighborhood, super,
Same.
epic fail. So I have to wait midnight just to really make sure that walang noise around. And
Mm.
after that, there are also instances na ang hirap pa niya kasi may mga unwanted na mga noise, like mga aso, mga sasakyan. So it's really hard. And um I think for me, passion is that, yeah, I agree with you. It is something that you're willing to go through, even though it's hard, something that you are willing to sacrifice yourself, even that you have to commit extra time, even though that you have to say no to other mga gigs, let's say with your friends, because you know that in yourself that you will be happy, that you have that
Yes.
specific fulfillment, right? Hindi lang siya kahit basta ginawa ko to, but you have that satisfaction and you have the joy, pure joy in your heart that, yeah, I was able to do this, and not just for myself, but also for other people.
True.
And
Even though na yeah, that's very true, no, na even though you don't really get money from it, kasi it's more on than it's beyond that, right?
yeah,
The passion is more than just money. It's more than that.
definitely. Okay, so what are those things that you want to share to everyone who are listening right now regarding their passion, or how can they find their passion?
For everyone who's listening right now, I'm pretty sure that kasi not everyone knows their passion already. And
Yes.
it's normal kasi at this age, it's okay to feel lost talaga eh, because there are a lot of things na makikita mo on Facebook, on Instagram, your other friends, they already know their passion and sometimes you will feel like, bakit ako hindi ko pa alam yung passion ko? Buti
Mm.
pa siya, ayun. So, I suggest pause for a while and then go back when you were still a child. Ano yung lagi mong ginagawa? Tapos, isipin mo, basta yung lagi mong ginagawa, consistent, na nung bata ka pa, tapos nung high school ka pa, ginagawa mo na siya, hanggang college, hanggang ngayon ginagawa mo siya, maybe that's your passion. So, you have to track it. Just like what I said, no? The reason why I found my passion is because, ayun nga, I love teaching. I love talking. So, dun ko na-realize na, oh, okay, so maybe it's my calling to really educate people regarding of ano ba yan, self-love ba yan, financial literacy. It's for me to use my voice. And then, I've also received din kasi nga comments from because I'm also mass comm major, right? So, we have this
Oh.
radio production in
Mm-mm.
class. And then, my professor told me that, pang radio ka, yung boses mo maganda pang radio. So sabi ko, tapos it's not, yung professor na yun, sobrang ano siya, like big time professor. So parang hearing those words from her, parang sabi ko, really, I'm from radio? And then, for radio talaga. And then, dun ka na-realize na, yeah, I actually love radio, no? Like, talking a lot. Ayun. So, ganun ko siya nahanap. So, ikaw, if you feel lost, just pause for a while, reflect, and think of the things that matters to you the most. And things that you really find joy, yung parang nag-spark joy nga siya sa'yo for you, na kahit gawin mo siya, paulit-ulit, di ka mapapagod. Don't,
Yes.
don't feel pressured kasi the thing with other people, they will feel pressured na parang ganyan. And then, at the end, they're not really happy. Just, take your time to explore and know yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So one thing that I also learned at this age, ha. So si Janine ko
Mm-mm.
pala 24, ako 25. My gosh. So, basta una pa nga siya, nahanap niya yung passion niya last year. Ako, ngayon lang, 2020. Okay, so for me then, one thing that I learned is that we don't have to compare ourselves with other people, with our peers, because in life, we have different pace, eh. And we have to focus on ourselves because iba-iba tayo ng growth, di ba? Just like a
Yes.
plant.
Mm-mm.
Yes, you are plant, but hindi naman lahat ng flowers, they grow together, that they grow in the same day, they all the lengths. And yeah, we have different stories and we have different struggles that we have to go through every day. So yes, we just have to pause. Ako personally, I pause, pray, and wait.
Yes. And I would like to add something na rin, no? Because you mentioned about plants. And just
Mm-hmm.
like plants, we have our own seasons. We have
Yes.
different seasons talaga. So you just have to wait for your season to bloom. Yes. But that's true,
Yes.
Oo, for
Yung
you to
mga,
bloom.
yeah, I think that's why they have this phrase na late bloomers, diba?
That's
Mm.
true.
Okay. So, speaking of plants, plantita ka rin ba?
Actually, I'm not. But
Ay,
then, I super love talaga pag nakakita ako ng mga plants. But then, I couldn't really take care of them. I just love seeing them. True, kasi
yeah,
nakaka-refresh, no?
super, super. The color green, the flowers, right? I
Exactly.
like that.
Mm-mm.
And speaking of plants, I've heard like you have this business, the berry business.
Oh, yeah, South berries. Yeah, I do have a berry business. But then, I'm actually, to be honest lang, guys, I'm planning to let go of South Berries
Oh,
PH.
why?
Um, Although I really love it so much, I really have to let it go because I have parang a lot of things na on my plate and I couldn't manage. So sabi ko nga, I cannot manage all these things, no? Kasi hindi siya yung magiging output ko hindi na ganun kaganda. So I have to let go of one of this. And then I just parang passed it naman to a friend of mine, trusted friend of mine na would take care of it, ganyan. So, ayun, we were not really close naman, but then I would just ipapasa ko lang ang corona sa
Parang
iba.
Catriona
Yeah.
Gray lang.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
With that, actually, because I've been listening to your previous episodes, and I don't know if it's through your podcast or through your Instagram account, that you mentioned that you were what do you call, that you were part of Rappler.
Kaya mo yun?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, Rappler?
yes, was it Rappler on an
No!
article, or
Oh, yeah, Rappler.
no,
Sorry.
was it Rappler? Diba?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
You were
Rappler
featured on
pala.
an article.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So, yeah, Southbury's PH actually was featured in an article in Rappler. And
Mm-mm.
when I actually received that news, parang, oh my goodness. Kasi,
It's
when
an
you say berries,
achievement.
yeah, it's an achievement talaga for me. Although others might see it na, oh, normal lang naman yan. But for me kasi, when I started Southberries, my goal lang talaga is to share affordable and accessible berries and to be able to help some riders who lost their jobs. Kasi if you're not familiar with this, 100% of the delivery fee goes to the riders. So
Mm,
unlike using, Lala Move and ganyan, so there would be like a 20% cut off,
mm,
80% lang mapupunta sa riders. And so I said, I wouldn't do that. Kasi meron na akong kita sa berries. So dapat yung delivery fee 100% to the riders na yon. Yeah,
wow.
ganon.
Proud. So, guys, please, if you have time, please check her business. What's the Instagram account?
Oh, it's at Southberries PH. So right now, you can just go check it out. No, I'm so sorry, but we're out of berries right now. But
Ah,
we will guys we will inform you guys right away because the berries kasi that we ordered are still the ano pa na shipment pa lang siya, pending pa yung status niya from US. But yeah, feel free to message us if you guys would like to order.
okay, yun po,
Mm-mm.
Southberries PH. And one thing lang, I know that we've been talking for a while now. One
Yes.
last thing I really want to,
Go.
I was so inspired by you because in one of your podcasts you mentioned that you lose weight, like 20 kilograms.
Yeah,
Correct
20
me if I'm wrong.
kilograms.
Correct
Yeah,
me.
yeah, it's right. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah,
How did you manage to focus on yourself and to lose that amount of weight?
you guys really want to know?
I really want to know personally. Please,
Okay.
please, girl,
Get
sabihin mo na.
get your heart broken. Charot.
Ayan.
Oh
Oh my
my god.
gosh.
Oh my Pero
Masakit
kidding
naman daw.
aside, yeah, but that's true. That's actually
Mm,
one of the factors. But then, parang the pain, the outlet ko talaga by that time to release the pain was to improve myself, to focus on myself. Kasi when you're heartbroken, the emotions are so strong, lalo na if you really like the person, or
mm,
let's use a stronger word, no? If you really love the person, yung
mm,
moment na yun, akala mo love yun, and you really love that person, it hurts so much to be, heartbroken. So, what I did is, ayun, I just, nagra-run lang ako sa treadmill every single day for 3 kilometers. And then, nung kaya ko na siya, syempre, you don't do naman 10 kilometers right away, right? Ayun. So, practice ko
oo.
na 3 kilometers, and then nag-evolve siya ng 5 kilometers per day, and then 8 kilometers per day. Until such time, I was able to do 10 kilometers per day. So, I was just being really consistent about it. Talagang running lang talaga. Ayun, that's how I lose weight.
Wow. Amazing. Okay, so I'll just check first my heart if it's broken or not. Okay. So kidding aside, I don't really want to take much of her time because I know probably right now it's your bedtime. But before we end this one, I want to ask you, what's your message to all young adults out there or young professionals, especially
For
that
all
it's
the
COVID,
young
right?
Yes, for
Mm-mm.
all the young professionals, right now, most especially in this uncertain times right now, na parang we're, COVID, pandemic, and it feels like the world stopped for a while, and all of your plans suddenly parang wouldn't wouldn't push through. I know that you guys, some of you might be parang planning to really resign on your job, but you couldn't afford to do that because it's
Yes.
difficult to look for a job nowadays, right? So for all the young adults or young professionals, just be kind to yourself and take one step at a time for on achieving your goals, and it's you don't have to even hurry. Ayun. And just love yourself kasi and invest in yourself kasi that's the most important thing talaga is for you to invest in yourself, love yourself, self-love talaga. So self-love club talaga siya. So ayun, kasi the moment that you know yourself already and the moment that you invested in yourself, so pag yeah, nag-grow ka na as a person, yun na magtutuloy-tuloy na yan. Ayun, yun
Definitely.
lang.
Wow, I love that message so much. So love yourself, guys, and everything will follow.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. All right. So everyone, that's Janine. And Janine, what's your social media account so that they can follow you?
Oh, you guys could follow me at on Instagram at Janine Mariel _ and for adulting millennials, it's adulting millennials ph on Instagram, and on Facebook it's adulting millennials ph. And if you guys are also interested to have a free financial planning with me, just just send me a message. I will reply, or if you want, it's na parang you're shy to reach out to me, you can just always go to the link in my bio. So it's bit.ly/adulting millennials ph, and then just click the book a discovery call, and from there you can just book an appointment. It's a Zoom meeting, by the way, there.
Okay. Thank you. So
Thank you so much.
check her social media accounts. And that's Janine from Adulting Millennials PH. Thank you, Amping. This is your host, Ashing.